Imagine gazing up at the night sky, expecting the usual tranquil display of twinkling stars, only to see a train of bright lights swiftly moving across. What could be causing this? It's not a shooting star, nor is it a fleet of UFOs. Those bright lights streaking across the night sky are part of a man-made constellation brought to you by the ingenuity of SpaceX, a company founded by Elon Musk. This spectacle is a part of the ambitious Starlink project. Starlink, you might have heard of it, but what exactly is it? Well, it's nothing less than a revolutionary endeavor to envelop our planet in a net of connectivity. The project aims to provide broadband internet coverage to every corner of the globe, no matter how remote. This is achieved by launching a swarm of small low Earth orbit satellites. Picture this, a legion of over 12,000 satellites, each about the size of a table, orbiting our planet at a speed of 7.5 kilometers per second. Yes, you heard it right, 7.5 kilometers per second. Now that's faster than a speeding bullet. These satellites are not scattered randomly though. They are organized into a well-orchestrated dance, forming a series of trains that move across the sky. This is what you can see from the ground, a series of bright lights moving in a straight line, like a celestial express train. But why, you might ask, are they so visible? Well, that's because of their low orbit and their reflective solar panels. When the sunlight hits these panels, it's reflected back to Earth, making the satellites visible to the naked eye, especially during dawn and dusk. So, the next time you're out under the starlit sky and you spot a line of bright lights moving swiftly across, remember, it's not an alien invasion. It's the march of progress, a testament to human ingenuity and ambition. So what we're seeing is not a UFO invasion, but a man-made constellation, a part of Elon Musk's ambitious Starlink project. While a sky filled with moving lights may seem fascinating, not everyone shares this sentiment. For astronomers and skywatchers, the influx of Starlink satellites, envisioned by tech maven Elon Musk, is more of a bane than a boon. Imagine you're an astronomer, eagerly waiting for a clear night to observe the distant galaxies or a rare celestial event. You've planned this moment for weeks, maybe months. The night is finally here. You look up, and instead of the serene, star-filled darkness, you see a string of bright lights streaking across the sky. That's exactly the scenario many astronomers are grappling with today. These SpaceX satellites, part of the ambitious Starlink project, are notoriously bright. In the early weeks after their launch, they're often visible, even to the naked eye, appearing as a train of bright spots moving quickly across the night sky. Their brightness can outshine even some of the most visible stars, and this has astronomers worldwide worried. Why, you ask? Well, these satellites can severely disrupt astronomical observations. The bright trails left by Starlink satellites can ruin images captured by telescopes, making it difficult for astronomers to study celestial bodies. They can interfere with the detection of near-Earth asteroids, potentially posing a risk to our planet. Not to mention, they can hinder the search for extraterrestrial life, one of the most exciting frontiers of astronomy. But it's not just about the scientific implications. There's a cultural aspect too. For millennia, humans have looked up at the night sky, marveling at its beauty and mystery. The dark, star-filled sky has inspired countless poems, songs, and stories. It has guided sailors, signaled changing seasons for farmers, and provided a sense of place and time. But with the advent of Starlink, are we on the verge of losing this priceless heritage? So, while Starlink brings promise of global connectivity, it also raises the question, are we losing our dark skies? As we hurtle into the future, this balance between progress and preservation becomes ever more critical to consider. As with most technological advancements, there's a balancing act between progress and preservation. It's a dance we've seen play out over and over again in history, and Starlink is no exception. SpaceX, the company behind Starlink, has heard the outcry from astronomers and stargazers alike. They're not oblivious to the concerns raised, and they've been taking steps to address these issues. Their aim is to harmonize the need for global internet coverage with the desire to keep our night skies dark and full of stars. One of their initiatives has been to make the satellites less visible from Earth. they've been experimenting with various methods to achieve this. In January of 2020, SpaceX launched a satellite they dubbed DarkSat. This satellite was essentially a Starlink satellite, but with one key difference. It had a dark coating applied to its reflective surfaces to reduce its brightness. But the DarkSat experiment wasn't as successful as they'd hoped. While it did reduce the satellite's brightness, it didn't do it enough to alleviate astronomers' concerns. So, SpaceX went back to the drawing board. In June of 2020, they launched another prototype, this one called Visorsat. This satellite, as the name suggests, comes equipped with a visor designed to block sunlight from hitting the most reflective parts of the satellite. Early observations suggest that Visorsat might be a more effective solution than DarkSat, but it's still under study. SpaceX has also been working on adjusting the orbits of the satellites to make them less visible. They're exploring various altitudes and orientations to find a sweet spot where the satellites can function effectively without causing too much light pollution. But here's the question on everyone's minds. Are these efforts enough? Can we continue to advance our technology without losing the Starlit mystery that has captivated humans for millennia? It's clear that SpaceX is not turning a blind eye to the concerns. But are these efforts enough to preserve our dark skies? As we stand at the crossroads of technological advancement and astronomical preservation, it's worth pondering. What does the future hold for our night skies? In the grand scheme of things, the Starlink project is still in its infancy, but its potential outcomes are vast and varied. On one hand, we have the possibility of a world where high-speed internet is accessible to all, regardless of geographical location. Imagine a farmer in a remote village of Africa having the same internet speed as a software engineer in Silicon Valley. Imagine teachers in rural India accessing the same wealth of information as professors in Harvard. This is the promise of Starlink. But as with every promise, there are potential pitfalls. The most significant of these is the potential loss of our pristine dark skies. As more Starlink satellites are launched, the number of visible satellites in the night sky could outnumber the stars. The impact on astronomy could be profound. Observatories around the world may have to contend with streaks of light crisscrossing their telescopic views. Amateur stargazers might look up to see a sky more populated by man-made satellites than natural celestial bodies. There is also the ecological impact to consider. Many species rely on the moon and stars for navigation. What happens when their celestial roadmaps are obscured by satellites? The answers are not yet clear. It's a balancing act, one that involves weighing the benefits of global connectivity against the preservation of our natural heritage. It's a debate that extends beyond the realm of science and technology, touching on philosophy, ethics, and the kind of world we want to leave for future generations. The night sky, as we know it, is changing. It's a change that brings with it a host of possibilities and challenges, a change that holds the potential to redefine our relationship with the universe. We stand at the precipice of a new era, an era where our reach extends not just across the globe, but across the cosmos. Only time will tell if this change will lead to a brighter future or a darker night. As we return to our Starlit mystery, we're left with more questions than answers. Our journey began by looking at the night sky, a canopy of twinkling stars that has captivated humanity since time immemorial. And yet, this ethereal view is being punctuated by the steady march of technology. Starlink, Elon Musk's ambitious project, aims to envelop the globe in a mesh of satellites, promising to bring internet connectivity to the most remote corners of the Earth. But this vision of global connectivity comes with its own set of concerns. The night sky, once a canvas of natural beauty, is now becoming a stage for man-made machines. Astronomers and stargazers alike have voiced their worries about these satellites obstructing their view of the cosmos, casting their artificial glow on the pristine night sky. Are we ready to accept this change? Are we willing to let go of our starlit nights for the sake of progress? SpaceX, the driving force behind Starlink, has not turned a deaf ear to these concerns. They have taken significant steps to mitigate the impact of their satellites on the night sky. From deploying sunshades to making satellites darker, the company is trying to strike a balance between technological advancement and preserving the natural beauty of our cosmos. Yet the future remains uncertain. As we move forward, we venture into uncharted territories. Will these efforts be enough to preserve our starlit mystery? Will the night sky remain a source of wonder for future generations? Or will it become a testament to human innovation and ambition? As we stand at the crossroads of progress and preservation, we must remember that our actions today will shape the nights of tomorrow. As we continue to explore the final frontier, we must ensure that we do not lose sight of the beauty that has always been there, the beauty that has inspired us to reach for the stars in the first place. While we marvel at the spectacle of moving lights in our night sky, we must ask ourselves, are we ready to trade our starlit nights for a web of satellites?